I'm saying hello today from a very interesting and educational place in Peterborough, Ontario, the Canadian Canoe Museum, and with me here is Anthony, who works at the museum, and thanks for taking me through. We are upstairs in the museum right now. What can you tell me about this museum, actually?
Well, the museum's been around for a while now, roughly about 15 years in Peterborough. The collection has been around a lot longer than that. Kurt Whipper's the founder of the museum, and he had the collection he's been collecting since, I believe, the 1970s. We have roughly 600 boats and 1,000 related artifacts that go with that. We have 120 or so boats on display in the galleries, and the rest are in our storage facility. So right now we're in our Origins gallery, which is one of the galleries of the museum. So it's a lot of First Nation boats from across Canada, and some of them from other countries as well. Downstairs we have a international exhibit which shows a lot of boats that are from around the world. Yeah, so it's a temporary exhibit, so if you want to...
Cool, very interesting. So why don't you take me through here a little bit and point some of the most important artifacts and boats out?
Again, that's where John would be better. I'm more of the sort of marketing guy, but he knows the boats better than I do.
Okay. But these are real, actual boats that were made by Aboriginals or Native Canadians?
Some of them are quite old. Some of them are newer. We have some boats from, say, the 1800s, which are birch bark. Some of the birch bark canoes are that old. Some of the dugouts are even older than that. It's hard to get an exact date because a lot of them don't have serial numbers, obviously, because they're handmade.
I would think,
and whatnot. So when we have a history, we try and capture that. Otherwise, we sort of go by the look and style of the boat and the construction that was used to make the boat to determine what age it is.
Why were canoes that important in Canada, for example?
Well, Canada, it's great. We have a great map just in our Grand Portage, is what we call it, which shows the watersheds and the river systems.
Can we walk there, maybe?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, why don't we have a look? Because that map, I guess, sort of explains really well why boat travel was so important.
Yes.
Is this...
This is John Summers. He's
Hi.
How are you?
Nice to meet you.
She's sort of looking for some of the key boats. And
key boats. Where do we start?
Key boats, exactly.
Yeah. Do you want like a couple of examples?
Yes.
3 or 4? Or do you want to do kind of Aboriginal stuff and later European stuff?
Absolutely, yes. Sort of the 2 or 3 most important of each?
Well, if you just sort of do it by categories, you know, you got like a dugout, a birch bark, a sealskin kayak, and then downstairs are all the kind of recreational versions of these original indigenous boats. That'd be one way to...
Could you show me one of each? Birch bark? Okay.
And that would sort of cover the major, you know, these are the 3 major types originally, and then here's what came out of them.
What came out of them,
fun, as opposed to...
Well, Anthony here was actually telling me about the map of the Canadian watersheds. Maybe we should start there briefly
down here
to give an overview.
He was asking me why the canoes.
Sure.